Do you also find it difficult to create connections in wet felting? Now, what do I mean by connections? What I mean is something like this, where you need to attach a cord to another piece of felt, like when you need to create handles for a bag, for example, and you really are worried that you have a nice finishing. Something like this, right? A handle for a bag. Or something like this, which could also be a handle for a bag. But when we talk about connections, we could also be talking about chains. Because in the end, a ring is nothing else than a piece of rope that is connected on one side, right? And I know that so many felt makers really have trouble making something like this. This is also what I mean with connections, where instead of having something that connects on the same plane as the piece of felt, is attached vertically or in a perpendicular way to the piece of felt in question. Now, if you're asking yourself what you could use something like this for, here's an example. Okay, this is a piece that I created some time ago and that I actually called connections. And what I did in this piece was I interwove several pieces of chain and then I attached them to the background felt. So this is just an example of what you could do with connections. So if you're interested in a topic like this, which I know many people are, stay tuned because I'll be announcing it very soon. But today I also wanted to talk to you about something else. And what I'd like to do today is a little bit of Q&A around another topic that is very close to the topic of connections. And that is the topic of how to make felt cords or felt ropes. Okay, so I get many questions via email about this topic, and I also see them online frequently in online forums, in Facebook groups and so on. So let me start by reading you a question from a student of mine. I've been trying to make felted ropes, and after 5 years I'm still unhappy with the results. I just managed to make ropes out of carded sliver, but bats and tops, especially merino, are such a challenge. Would you have time to make a video about the best way we can achieve felted ropes in different types of wool and different thicknesses, please? And in fact, I do have a couple of videos about how you can make felt ropes with both tops and bats. Now, a warning, these are very old videos. They are about 10 years old, and back then my videos were pretty bad. I had no idea how to film a video, and I had a very bad camera as well. So they aren't great in terms of image, but the information is there. I thought about removing them from the channel because I'm not super proud of the way they look, but I thought it would be more important to have them there because there is something you can learn from them. All right, so what I'll do is I'll link them down below this video so that you can have a look. And I have another email that I'd like to read to you, again with questions about how to make handles or ropes in wet felting. And the email says, I have now made several successful ropes, but I'm still struggling with fatter handles, so thicker handles. Question number 1. How do you make thicker handles for bags? Question number 2. How do you lay out the layers of wool if the carded sliver, the bats and the tops aren't thick enough? Question number 3. What do you do if you'd like to use different colors on one rope or use up bits and pieces of leftovers to make a rope? So if you can imagine, say you have different pieces of a top and you want to connect them to each other to make a cord in different colors. Question number 4. Which types of wool are best and sturdiest, not too hairy, for a bag handle? What can you do if it's too hairy? And finally, question number 5. Can we see exactly how to get rid of the grooves in a rope? Not sped up, but really up close. Okay, so as you can imagine, these are a lot of questions and there's a lot more you can say about the topic. So it just isn't possible for me to put all this in YouTube videos. Okay, so what I've done is a couple of months ago, I created a short class called Wet Felting Foundations, Everything You Need to Get Started. And I cover this in depth. And the tendency when you read the title of the class is to think that this is something for someone who is just starting out. But the truth is, I see that more and more in my classes and when I talk to students that there are many people who start learning how to wet felt. They either start by going through a class to create a specific piece, or they just start learning with YouTube videos, but there's a lot of knowledge in between that is missing. And to tell you the truth, if you have learned how to make, something around a resist, like you learn how to create a bag, but then you do not have an idea of how you can make handles without getting grooves in it, or you have no idea how you connect the handles to the bag, then this is really foundational knowledge. And even if you've been felting for 1 or 2 years, I personally find that it is important to go back and learn this. So when I created this class, the idea was exactly to cover all these topics that you need to learn if you want to start making more complex pieces, but you have no idea where to go and get all these tips and all this information. So you can find everything in one place. Okay? And this is a small investment. Now, I'm not really trying to sell you the class, but what I can tell you is that if you get all the knowledge in one place, you'll have all your issues solved so that you can go on learning and evolving in your felting journey without all these things missing. Okay? This is what I would suggest to you. Now, if you really aren't interested in going through this class, if you find it's not something that you're interested in, it's not something that you want to do, what I can still suggest is that you have a look to 2 other videos that I have on this YouTube channel, and I'm going to share with you as well. So I'll put the links, I'll put the links below this video so that you can go and find them. And these are 2 videos that talk about how to felt cords, the easy way to felt cords. So I show you how to make a nice and thin rope in what I consider to be the easiest way to make these. And I also have a second video which is about how to make a thicker rope, and in that case, how you can add more volume to your top. If you start, let's say you start with a thinner top and you want your cords to be nice and thick like this, like these, and you need to add thickness to your top, and you're afraid that you'll get wrinkles and creases on your rope and you don't know how to solve that problem. So I offer these 2 videos for free, and these are part of this class I mentioned, wet felting foundations. Okay, you can get a taste of it. Have a look if you find these 2 videos interesting, and if you have the feeling that you really learned something from them, maybe you can think about signing up for wet felting foundations. Okay, I hope this was helpful. If you have questions about wet felting, I'm always open to hearing which questions you have. There are 2 ways you can contact me. You can do that either by sharing your questions under this video if you're watching this on YouTube, or you can send me an email at goingthedodoway@gmail.com. Okay? If you are enjoying this channel, if you feel like you're learning something with me, I'd really appreciate it if you would give me a like or sign up for the channel. That's free, but you'll be helping me spread the message. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.